This is Ronin, Rocky Mountain Pro Superstar and professional wrestling's only true vampire, and you are listening to RMP Radio, where pro wrestling is elevated.
RMP Radio is back on the air. Hi, I am your host, Mr. Fourth Row, and joining me a very special guest to help preview our upcoming tapings from the Bierstadt Lagerhaus this upcoming Friday. I've got the Prince of Denver, Ronin. Ronin, how are you doing?
It's always a good day when you're the prince, and believe me, the pleasure is all yours.
Oh, yeah, I can believe that. So we are going to have you help us get the listeners and everybody excited for the upcoming show we've got coming up this weekend. Like I said, the Bierstadt Lagerhaus, and a few things that we can talk about, and a couple things we're going to hopefully get people excited about that we can't necessarily reveal because we want you guys to come out to the Bierstadt, and if you're not able to, of course, watch us out there on the twitch.tv/Rocky Mountain Pro. But we've got an exciting things, and of course, Legion and yourself are going to be there, of course, in attendance. Is that correct as well?
Oh, we're always there.
And even if you can't see them, you guys got your eyes on everything that's happening, I bet.
Oh, that I do. And trust me, it's when you don't see us that you should be the most afraid.
I can believe that. So we've got some things, got some exciting things. Of course, we will have our Twitch pre-show happening. Some of the things that we've got going on is we're going to have Severino Corrente. He's taking on a student from Ken Anderson. Yes, that Ken Anderson. His school, Drew Sipla. What do you know about Drew Sipla? Anything?
The name does not ring a bell to me.
Well, and then of course you do know Corrente.
Oh, that I do. He's quite the interesting fellow.
Yeah. What's your take? You guys gonna keep an eye on that? Especially Corrente. Is kind of right now he's going. Basically, got the partnership there with Rochelle Riveter, kind of them two kind of teaming up together, trying to take on all comers and get back to prominence in Rocky Mountain Pro. You guys, yourself, Legion, keeping an eye out there on especially Corrente, making sure that Legion is the top of the heap in the Rocky Mountain Pro, making sure nobody surpasses you.
Oh, we keep an eye on everybody, but we're not exactly concerned.
Yeah. And then somebody that I know Legion has, of course, had some run-ins recently. We this next match for the pre-show, we got Porter Blake versus Owen Easton. I know, like I said, both these guys you've had in your crosshairs, in matches, and just overall, just like I said, just trying to coerce. What do you guys have the eyes on? Especially, I know Porter Blake. What's that all about? Especially as of late.
Well, as of late, to me, it really looks like Porter Blake has really figured out his place, as it were, and he's decided that he's obviously outnumbered, so clearly he's moving on to other game, and he definitely knows better than to be coming around us anymore.
Yeah, and like I said, Owen has got taken on a few of Legion's members recently. Of course, Brumac, and even recently, way back at the Colorado Cup, got teamed with Brumac. What did you think of that? When that was announced, and because it was a random drawing, and them two getting teamed up for that. What was your take? What was your first thoughts when that happened?
Well, I gotta say, Owen, he's got guts. He's a little short on brains, I think, but he's definitely got guts, which And it definitely helps, but that can only take you so far in this world.
Yeah. That's so true. That's great. Okay, so then we are going to be filming for the listeners. We're going to be filming enough content for 2 episodes of the show of Charged, and some of the announcement, some of the shows that we can or the matches that we can announce, I should say. Our first one is going to start off for episode 1. We've got Porter Blake versus Atiba. What are your thoughts about this? I mean, a veteran, and then of course the big movement that like Atiba's had, especially as of late.
Well, even I can't deny Atiba's potential, how far he's come in such a short amount of time, the youngest Rocky Mountain Pro champion in history. That definitely speaks for itself. If anything, I would be incredibly surprised if he did not get signed up incredibly quickly. But Porter Blakey is definitely no slouch. Over the years, him and I have definitely tangled a time or two, and this is going to be just another one of the many tests that Atiba has been put to in his short career. So we're going to have to see what happens.
Yeah. Would you be interested in, like you've going after, like I said, you've been going after Porter Blake, Quiet Legion has for a while, but what about Atiba? Would you love to have Atiba in your ranks?
Him, I'm not quite sure if he really fits the mold.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys, much like myself, that is more than capable of standing on his own. He's someone who, actually, for a change, does not need the help of someone like me.
Yeah.
At least as far as professional wrestling goes, he certainly has the capabilities. He's doing his own thing. As long as his interests don't conflict with mine, we're not going to have any problems.
Yeah, so true, so true. And then the next one that we've got here, we've got yourself and Brumach teaming up against the Three Ring Circus, and both Legion and Three Ring Circus as of late have been going round and round. You want to tell the listeners kind of what's your thought with all that? How Three Ring Circus is disturbing you, and why they've got the ire of Legion?
Yeah, they've definitely been quite the thorn in our sides as of late. I can't say I'm too thrilled with having to share the same ring with them. Being a born freak, it kind of offends me that someone just decides to paint their face and put on a mask and think that they're a freak show. I think it's about time that we show them who the real freaks are.
Yeah. So we going to be guaranteeing a win for Legion in that match there?
Well, I can only speak for myself on that. Brumach, he's definitely been slipping a little bit here and there. I can't say I'm all that pleased with his performances as of late, but the thing about it is he just wants more than anything else. As anybody else who knows well enough is to make me happy and prove that I'm not wasting my time with him. And he knows that he's really starting to get on my nerves, because that focus that I keep trying to teach him and everybody else that sits at my table, he just seems to take 2 steps back for every step forward sometimes. And I really don't know how much longer I can be as nice as I've been with them.
Oh. So what's gonna be up for Brumach if he doesn't make that course correction?
Frankly, I'm not quite sure, mainly because that's when the word premeditated starts getting thrown around. So I really don't want to go into that.
Oh, yikes! I get you. I think we'll leave it right there. That's it. That's that's a little scary. So maybe we might want to move on to the next thing we've got here on the card. We've got Reagan Grimes versus Rochelle versus Lola versus Lilith Grimm. So we got Lilith Grimm there in that 4-way Lockette showcase match. Your thoughts on I guess maybe basically why Lilith is gonna come out victorious in that one?
Well, I'd say the biggest thing here is that there's only one person in that match who's got a target on her back, or maybe I should say around her waist.
Yeah.
Everybody is going to want to focus too much on her.
Yeah.
Because, of course, even in a match like that where it's a complete cluster with so many people fighting at one time, it's a regular Pier 6 brawl, but everybody wants to be able to say that they got a win over the champion, and frankly, that does bump your stock up a little bit. But the one thing that Lilith is learning is that a win is a win. You don't have to take out the top person, because a win is still going to bump you up a notch or two, especially in my book. And as always, she wants nothing more than to please her prince. So hopefully she starts to keep that anger and that rage in check.
Yeah, and I know Lilith has been so close so many times to that Lockett championship, and I think, like you said, you'd be greatly pleased if you can bring that championship gold under the Legion umbrella.
Oh yeah, it certainly would disappoint me just a little bit less. She's got all the tools, and frankly, she's the most the most dominant and the strongest woman in this company, dare I say, in the state. So all she needs to do is properly harness that, take everything that I give her to heart, and then there's no telling how far she could go.
Wow. Yeah. I can definitely see that there, because I know she has been like you said, she's been trying to please you and Legion and get you guys going and the women's side for quite a while, and it's on sitting on this side of the ring, it's been very interesting to see that develop. So yeah. All right, so from there, we are going to have also the Twitch championship is going to be on the line. We've got the champion Ornvite versus Echo. What's your take on there? What do you think's going to happen in that match? Do you think Orn's going to retain, or do you think Echo, who's been pretty hot as of late, might gain that championship?
It's honestly a tough call. I mean, Ornvite, when you look at that man, he is a very serious individual. His body is a roadmap, or topographical map, if you will, of scar tissue. I've seen it up close and personal, and I'm not ashamed to say, even makes me a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, don't let that cowboy hat fool you, right?
Oh, not at all. I've definitely known some people that they wear that hat, and they can certainly back up the attitude that comes with it. So he fought damn hard to win that Twitch title. You only got to wonder how hard he's willing to fight to keep it. But like you said, Echo has definitely been blazing his own trail. He did the smart thing and moved away from the three-ring circus, realizing his own potential, not needing a couple of whack jobs to flank around him. And with his eclectic style, he can strike, he can take you on the ground, and he flies through the air with the best of them. So there's a good chance that he may be able to catch Orin off his guard just that one time, and sometimes one time is all it takes.
Yeah. Speaking of Echo breaking free of three-ring circus, with the parallel that you have there with Legion, how does that make you feel when a member leaves a group such as that, and when it comes maybe in particular to Legion, do you just try to keep the people that's going to be most beneficial to your group?
Well, the thing that separates us from everybody else, they may be friends, they may be compatriots, battle buddies, whatever you want to call it. The thing that makes us different is that we are truly a family. Nobody hangs around me because I make them. They stay with me because they want to. I don't force anybody to do something that they don't want to do. But all too often, people who decide to walk away from me kind of find out the hard way of what happens when you turn your back on me. Not for me myself, but there are always repercussions. And once you find out what it's like to be on your own after having someone like me in your corner, someone to lift your spirits up, you're never really the same again. So anybody who comes to me is more than welcome to leave. But once you've been to the top of the mountain, it's pretty lonely, looked down.
Yeah. So like you were saying, those repercussions may not be directly, but they could bite you in the posterior indirectly.
That is very short because karma always comes back around.
Yeah. Moving on. So for that's going to be our episode number 1 for our taping. We got episode number 2. We are going to have some of the matches that we've got coming up. We've got Yaden versus Lipto, and I know you guys have tussled with Lipto in the past. What's your thoughts on this match?
Well, Lipto, he's another one of those guys that has a lot of potential. I mean, considering how quickly he rose up the ranks, managed to get himself a number 1 contendership for the Rocky Mountain Pro Championship with a bum arm in the process, I'm pretty sure that if he was in that match against Dustin Urich at 100%, I'm pretty sure the landscape of Rocky Mountain Pro would be very different right now. But Yaden, he's got the veteran experience. Him and me definitely go quite a ways back. Right. I'm very familiar with how he competes in the ring, his style, and the way that he has started to really change his personality about being one of those tag guys, but he can still show that he's more than capable of holding his own without a partner. So definitely gotta wonder what's going to happen with those two. Even I couldn't say.
Yeah, so true. And then of course, kind of a good parallel to maybe to that match. We've got Yaden's partner Curtis Cole is taking on the Wildcat Balaam Lynx, and to be honest with you, this could be the match of the night. What are your thoughts seeing this match on the card here? I'm
definitely interested in seeing what happens with that. Curtis Cole, another former Rocky Mountain Pro champion, he came up really quickly. He took to the world of professional wrestling like few people that I have seen. So he's got all the potential to take on, excuse me, to take on someone like Balaam. But, of course, Balaam is definitely no slouch. Him and I have certainly tangled a time or two. Mm-hmm. It's kind of an even keel anytime that we face off. I haven't seen a whole lot of young guys come up that have the fire and have the intensity that he does, and Lord knows you can't be a slouch taking on someone like me and managing to get a win.
Yeah.
So we're definitely gonna have to see what happens and see just who wants it more.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So true. And then we got a tag team title match. We got the champions J.K. Pop taking on the upstart team. I would guess you could call it. Jumbo Zamore and David Drake. What are your guys' what's your thoughts on this? And especially maybe even when it comes to where Legion kind of falls in. What are you guys looking at this match here in particular? And when's is Legion keeping an eye on this to kind of insert themselves in that tag team championship title picture?
Well, we pick our spots when the time is right, or when I think that the time is right. For the most part, we like to sit back. We like to watch and see just what everybody is capable of. I make sure my people study. JK Pop, they're definitely people to watch, being record-holding tag team champions. They certainly have a bit of an advantage going in as champions. They've got that bravado. They've got the attitude. They've got the mental game when it comes to tag team wrestling, without a doubt. It's like Jumbo, being a former friend of J.K. Pop, there's definitely some animosity there, which we have certainly seen. So not to mention Jumbo Zamora, he has certainly gone through quite a change as of late. Ever since I first came back to Rocky Mountain Pro, had a match, and I had a match with him. He has certainly changed from that first encounter. He's started to really find himself, and in that, he's finding that confidence that he really needed. That I think the lack thereof was not holding him back per se, but it was a bit of a deterrent. And I think with another young upstart in his corner as his partner, it is definitely possible that there may be an upset tomorrow night. But of course, only time will tell. But
Yeah.
regardless of who wins and who walks out with those titles, we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on them.
Yeah. Cool, awesome. And then our looks like probably our main event for the evening. We've got the champion Dustin Urich taking on Severino Corrente in a non-title match. So I guess we'll find out if this the stipulation is if Corrente does get a win, he gets a title championship shot. We'll have to find that out tomorrow night because we do not know currently. So that's something, listeners, if you guys are listening to this, or we'll see you there at Bierstadt, or if we see you out there on the Twitch. But this match here, what are your thoughts on this? Like I said, we got the champion, and then somebody that has been, Corrente, of course, the charge champion. But I think probably next on his checklist is probably that Rocky Mountain Pro Championship.
Well, without a doubt, that charge championship, just like any not secondary championship, but there's always that championship that is meant to signify the next step up to the big title. Just like the World Wrestling Federation, the Intercontinental title, that was the stepping stone, showing that if you can win that belt, you more than have the ability to take on the top guys in the company and take on the champion. And like I said earlier, you get a non-title win over the champion. The only thing that makes the outcome of that match different is that the title's not on the line. So if Corrente manages to get a win over the longest reigning Rocky Mountain Pro champion, I'm pretty sure that that will definitely pencil him in with the championship committee for a title shot down the road. But of course, he's got to win it first. And Dustin Urich, another guy that I go back quite a ways with ever since I came out here to Colorado, being the longest reigning champion. That goes to show just how bad he wants to hold on to that title. He's already got his name in the history books and then some. So he's willing to do just about anything with or without his cronies by his side to keep it.
You're right.
So we're gonna have to see what happens tomorrow night.
Yeah, so true. Okay, well, yeah, that's great. Okay, so and then speaking of tomorrow night, and it's specifically, I guess, we kind of started off with. So we're gonna have, of course, yourself. Legion's gonna be in the house, not necessarily quite visible. But what else do you think we can expect tomorrow night in the overall picture that the listeners should be excited for either attending in person or watching out there on the Twitch?
As always, expect anything and everything because that's just how we are.
So true, yeah. And we do have a special announcement about some future things happening in Rocky Mountain Pro. So we are not going to give you a spoiler. We're going to tease you out there, because we want you to come out or watch out there on the Twitch. So Ronin, I do want to thank you for, of course, coming on, help me preview the tapings. But before I do let you go, let's first mention that, of course, this is a free event for Bierstadt. So I would be amiss at some of my other duties at Rocky Mountain Pro to, of course, visit the merch table, buy a photo of from Ronin. He's also got, I believe you've also got one of your paintings available to do we're doing a silent auction. Is that what we're gonna do for your painting?
That certainly is true, and of course, anybody who wins that will get a free picture to go along with it. And of course, if you want to check out any of my other merch, you can go to ProWrestlingTees.com, search for the Prince of Denver, and spend some money.
Yeah, and then this coming weekend, Labor Day weekend, there's a sale at Pro Wrestling Tees. So follow. Speaking of that, follow you out there on the social media to see that deal. And where could they follow you out there on the social media there, Ronin?
Easiest way to find me, you can find me on TikTok. These newfangled things these days, it's kind of hard for me to keep up. I definitely know I'm getting old, but you can catch me on there, and of course you can catch me on Instagram at 47vamp.
Awesome. Well, once again, thank you for coming on the show, helping get the listeners excited about the show this Friday, and then I guess I'll see you or not see you at the show.
There's only one way to find out, and that's to show up.
Once again, a big, huge thank you to the Prince of Denver, Ronin, for coming on to this episode of RMP Radio and helping me preview the upcoming tapings there we've got at the Bierstadt Lagerhaus this Friday, September 3rd, 2021. This is a free event, so we would ask you, in lieu of purchasing tickets, please patronize the Bierstadt Lagerhaus with food and refreshments. And then, of course, do not forget your favorite Rocky Mountain Pro superstars and heading over to the merch table and buying an autograph picture, a sticker, a shirt, and whatever other cool things they may have there. Speaking of that, before we get out of here, let's pay some bills like they used to say back in the day. You want to get some merchandise of your favorite Rocky Mountain Pro superstars, you can head over to rmpwrestling.com, click on the merchandise link, or if you're in Amazon.com or the Amazon app, search for Rocky Mountain Pro. You'll be presented with a few different choices to choose from there, and we would greatly appreciate it. That. Also, find out if your Rocky Mountain Pro Superstars has an online store, say at a Big Cardell, What a Maneuver, Brainbuster Tees. And this upcoming weekend, there is a special Pro Wrestling Tees Labor Day sale that starts in the middle of Friday going through the holiday weekend. So head over to their Pro Wrestling Tees stores as well and pick up some merchandise and support the guys and the gals there. And of course, you can also support RMP Radio, Pro Wrestling Tees as well. Do have a store there at www.prowrestlingtees.com/Mr. Fourth Row. So if I can get my cheap little plug in for myself and not hurt my arm or dislocate my shoulder, pat myself on the back. Now, like we said, events coming up. We do have this one coming up on this Friday, September 3rd. Then we've also got the next show there at Romero's on the 24th. That one is a paid attendance, so if you want to get tickets to that, head over to rmpwrestling.com, click on the events link, and you can purchase your tickets right there. In the meantime, we do want you to watch us on the YouTube, twitch.tv/Rocky Mountain Pro as well. So you can watch the tapings as they happen live in person. And then, of course, on the YouTube, you get to watch the episodic shows as they are chopped down into those single episodes, as well as Fight TV. You want to follow us, everything does stem from the website at rmpwrestling.com, and then on the social medias of the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, all of the username of the Rocky MTN Pro. Once again, I'll phonetically spell that for you. That is the Rocky Mike Tango November Pro. And as always, I want to thank you for listening to this edition of RMP Radio, where pro wrestling is elevated.